I saw somebody complaining because one of the recent writers on the new Captain America book, there was a panel like with him like looking out over like it's like a like I don't know, I forget if it was like Hydra, but it was like basically like a white supremacist thing, and they were like, I don't know why they thought that this writer would do a good job on this. Like this has never been my Captain America. Like he wouldn't support this? Like, like fighting against, these people that just want, their nationalism or whatever. And somebody like was like, really? You didn't think Captain America would be against Nazis? Just that kind of head-assery, and like it took a while in the thread, but eventually somebody just posted the picture of that first cut of that cover with Captain America punching Hitler in the face. I'll just leave this.
That's a classic meme.
Classic, and it's just like these people just like don't have any like a rational bone in their body, like not one. I don't know, just head-ass.
I like the term head-assery. We could just substitute that
Pure
for dim-witted.
Bro.
Welcome to the Head-assery podcast.
The Head-assery podcast of the week. There's 12 in the box.
How many's left?
2 left. Or now there's 1 left.
There's 1 left. So that means 11 have been consumed? Wait, there's 12 in the box?
There's 12 in the box to start with.
There's 1 left.
There's 1 left.
So that means there's been 11 consumed.
There's been 11, or about to be 11 consumed. You've consumed 2. So that means that I have had, or am having...
9? No way you've had 9 beers.
I put these things away, fam.
But did I have 3?
I don't know.
I don't think I did. I might have.
I feel like you had 2. I distinctly
definitely had at least 2. Well, that's going to be a little indication on how today's show is going to go. Listen, dimwits, I'm going to level with you real quick right here. DJ, fucking spoilers they were already. I'm being terrible. Welcome back to the blah, blah, blah podcast. I don't care anymore. No, I'm a little frustrated just because me and my very kind and gracious co-host, Mr. DJ, no last names though.
Got to keep my government name off the watch list,
Just in case we get that, Don't worry about that. So DJ came over last weekend and we recorded a full episode, and the audio turned out really poorly. We found out during the check, it was recording through the Yeti and it sounded good, and then somehow, somewhere along the line, it switched over to the internal microphone, and we had this analogy that it sounded like just a really shitty like Nokia brick phone audio recording in a restroom at a Love's gas station of he's trying to film himself in a glory hole, and it's just no visual, just the worst audio. It's 2007.
Picture the scene.
Yeah, so we had this. So we were talking about that this week, and then I'd look over at Audacity, which I'm using to record, and we had been recording for about 13 minutes today, and it had just stopped. And I'm like, oh, well, let's see where it stopped. So I start to play back, and the audio was back to garbage again. So we lost that time, deleted that, and here we are. Here we are, trying again for the 3rd time. I'm honestly tempted to pause it right now and just double check this explanation and see if we have any more issues, but I'm kind of also scared. If I stop it, check it, sounds good, and then start again, am I going to have the issue?
Sound bad when we pick it back up.
Yeah.
It's we just got to we got to go.
Well, let's check it. Let's check it out. All right, sounds good to me. So yeah, we were just trying to figure out how many beers DJ's had, because we do know
we're trying to do the math. I brought over a 12-pack of Shiner.
Was it a fresh 12-pack?
It was a fresh 12-pack. I just bought it when I filled up my gas
Okay, you're
tank
drinking a fresh one.
On the way up. So I'm drinking one right now.
There's one in the fridge.
There's one left in the fridge.
Well, I'm gonna get that one.
Up till this point, before Scott's going, he's had what we believe to be 2.
At least 2.
At least 2, at most 3. So with our junior math level skills, we're estimating that I've had about 8 or 9, right?
You had to have 8 or 9.
But I mean, then again, I've been drinking since 2?
I don't know. Does that sound good or bad? That sounds bad, right?
No, I mean it's Memorial Day weekend.
True.
We not out here in the middle of the week, just out here,
Yeah.
getting it. Although sometimes I'll be feeling like that when I'm at work.
That's probably why we fell asleep earlier.
We did take a little bitty nap after.
We were like watching we're watching an anime. I'm not gonna say which one, because holy cow. And yeah, like DJ started to like kind of like, I look over there. He's like, his eyes are closed. I'm feeling comfortable. Like, neither of us are paying attention. The next thing I know, we're on like episode 3.
Yeah, for real. We watched way more of this anime than we initially intended. It was like, that seems like really funny. Let's peep like an episode. And then literally we wake up 3 episodes later like, oh shit, like.
And then weird stuff is going on.
Oh,
like,
is this gonna pop up in like our most watched like videos? Like,
it's gonna start. Crunchyroll's gonna recommend me some like weird ass stuff.
Some real sketchy fucking shit.
I'll just if you wanna, what was it? Oh, it was called what was it? Prison High School?
Some shit like that.
Prison High School, something like that. Look it up. Don't look it up. I don't care. Don't judge me. I'm not gonna actually watch the show. We read the description and we had to go in. We quickly.
To be fair, we were
asleep.
scrolling through like. We went to Crunchyroll and we were scrolling through like every anime they had, and we were just like reading off and like laughing at some of the titles. And this one just seemed so outlandish and ridiculous.
Yeah.
That it was like, I gotta see what this is.
And like, well, I kind of knew what I was getting into. Like,
fair.
I mean, I've seen enough anime to know like which ones are like taking themselves seriously and which ones is just like schlock, like absolute, just like for the boys. And this one wasn't just for any boy. This is for a very specific type of person. But yeah, that's it. That's all you're gonna get out of me. So go look up Prison High School or something like that. It's you might want to wait till it's late night. You got some time to yourself.
You're in a room alone.
Draw a nice bath. Put that
light a few candles.
Yeah, use that bath bomb you've been holding on to.
Bro, I used to bath bomb once. That shit was fucking lit, bro.
Yeah, girls be holding out.
They really do. Honestly, I hate that like grooming and like taking care of your physical body is like considered a feminine thing, because like honestly, like all that shit is so live. Like bath bombs, like fucking like face masks. Oh no, it's not even a face mask. It's like this stuff called like, I don't know if you guys have heard of this before. It's like called witch hazel. It's in like a bunch of like random plants and stuff. So like, I have to use a CPAP mask because my body really don't fuck with me and just wants me to die. So I have a little trouble breathing at night. And so like, it's like basically, there's like a mask. It like pumps air and stuff, like humidified air, so you can like breathe and shit. Cause like my body just wants me to like stop breathing while I'm asleep. Anyway, I had rotated to a new mask just because like the one that I had been using was getting a little old, and like I was like, oh, let me just switch it out. Like it's probably about to stop working here anyway. So like the mask component I switched out. The new mask though, like it was a little like smaller, and like the plastic material like goes around like your mouth or whatever.
Like Bane?
Like yeah, exactly. Like it looks like Bane, or like if you ever watched Dragon Ball Z when Goku's like in the tank and he's like healing. You know?
Yeah. He's in the back to tank from Star Wars.
Exactly, back to tank. Exactly, perfect analogy. Like that mask part right there. So I switched out like that mask component. Like it was a little bit smaller, and like the plastic, like I don't even want to call it plastic. Like it's like a latex like kind of thing, which is plastic anyway. I don't know if I can know. It was like a little bit like lower quality, and like I could tell, but I was like, I'll probably be fine. And it just irritated the fuck out of like around my mouth. So like I got like this like it was like I like broke out kind of a little bit. So I like got this witch hazel stuff. It was like for like irritated skin. There's like whip that shit on there, and it's like almost gone now. So
cleared it right up.
Exactly. So if you ever have like any irritated skin, you're having like an allergic reaction to some shit, like I highly recommend witch hazel. It sounds like it's some kind of like under the table like voodoo type shit, but it really do work, and I can give it my personal stamp of approval.
Nice. That kind of relates to this week's sponsor, Preparation H. If you're having irritation and hemorrhoids down in your, your anal, in your colon area, Prep H cream and suppositories are the choice for you. Preparation H. When the duty calls, I can't do it anymore. Sorry, we don't have a Preparation H sponsorship. I would take one, though. I have used the Prep H cream before. Back when I was waiting tables, my shit used to be like swamp, like Shrek swamp down in there. And like, you know, I'm on my feet for like 8 hours walking around stressed out, and I got a hemorrhoid. And it was very uncomfortable. I was too young, really. It was a tragedy. I was like, I'm losing my hair.
Innocence was stolen,
I'm getting
bro.
hemorrhoids. Like, I'm out here. And it was bad, but yeah.
18 going on 80, bro.
You know, so I've only had like... The first time I ever bought condoms was kind of like I was a little shy at the counter. I was a little shy at the pharmacist counter. And then I'm like, oh, it's just the pharmacist. Like, they do this all the time. They don't care. But then I got a little shy when I was buying the Prep H. I was like, no, like, this is not one I want to be buying. And I'm getting nothing else. I'm just literally just a tube of Prep H cream for my butthole, please. And it just looked me in the eye. Anything else for you today? And like... Some self-esteem, please. You got the over-the-counter.
Over-the-counter. You got any prescription grade shit?
Prescription grade, yes.
Now, speaking of sponsors, though, it's funny. This is, like, completely unrelated, but speaking of Shiner and the sponsors, I remember this. A few years ago, me and some of my buddies from school decided to go on spring break. We're going to go to Padre Island to do the typical, stereotypical, just, like, spring break bullshit, right? And so we designed some t-shirts. We had used, like, the Shiner logo, like, from the box, like, as sort of a template. So it had, like, the ram and all this stuff. And we had given it to this t-shirt company. And we're like, hey, can we get, like... Oh, sorry. I'm, like, having the hiccups really bad right now.
Must be that 9th beer.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, we were like, can we get, like, 10 of these? Something like that. I don't remember how many of us there were. But they were like, oh, well, since this is, like, you know, really closely related to a brand... You know, we won't be able to print this for you. Here's an alternate design, basically. Like, similar, but it looks super shitty.
Man, you're really, like...
I'm really struggling right now, and I'm trying to get this story out.
I'm not going to, like, edit those out. Like, I can't.
Man,
There's too many hiccups.
You're just going to embarrass.
It's too much hiccups.
Embarrass me. Sorry, guys.
All right, here's a game.
I'm really trying. Anyway.
Take a sip every time DJ
Bro,
has
you'll
an awkward
actually
pause.
Die. And
drink until you get the hiccups.
One of my friends, good friend of mine, he decides to just straight up email Shiner. He's like, we're going to get these fucking t-shirts made. So he sends an email with the design, like, hey, we're going to go on spring break. Like, can we use this? We designed these shirts. Like, the t-shirt company's giving us a hard time. Can we get, like, something with your, like, official letterhead basically saying it's cool for us to use this? And they actually, like, very promptly got back to us. Like, we're like, hey, this is super cool. Like, thank you guys so much. Like, you know, for, you know, creating this design, using our stuff. Like, just make sure, you know, you guys are enjoying, like, you know, Shiner Bach when you're on spring break or, you know, some BS like that, you know. So we got it approved. We sent it to the t-shirt company. They made our damn shirts, and it was fucking lit. And we sent a picture to Shiner, like, with us wearing our shirts and, like, drinking a Shiner. So it was, like, real, you know, feel good, you know, spring break vibe while we just went and got fucking trashed for the rest of the week. So it was good stuff, though.
Unofficially sponsored by Shiner.
Yeah. But getting trash, unofficially sponsored. Yeah. The good friendship vibes, very officially sponsored. I don't want to, like, throw them under the bus or nothing. But, no, they were a super cool company. So, like, if you ever want to, like, do anything with their logo and stuff, just send them a quick email. Like, they're really bad about it.
I'm a big Shiner fan. And I've taken similar... We were vacationing down to, like, Mustang Island. And on the way back, we were like, hey, we could detour through Shiner, Texas. It's only, like, an hour out of the way, really.
Yeah.
And we were like, we're making decent time. It's like noon right now. We'll hit Shiner by like 2 p.m. And there's like a brewery tour, like right at 2 p.m. So we start booking it. We're like we're like gonna make that last tour. So we're flying through South Texas, and we had a great experience. Like we made it like just in the nick of time. They got us signed up. It's like a free brewery tour. It comes with like you get to sample all the beers, see their production line. Like look how Shiner goes from like the fermentation to the bottle to the packaging, and the tour guide was very like knowledgeable and kind, and all the other people who were like on the tour with us were super chill. It was a good time. Yeah, dude. If one day I have like a sizable listenership to where would be worth an advertiser's money to put an ad on my show, dude, a Shiner sponsorship would be lit. Even if they just gave me like free merch, like the
swag,
neon yellow Shiner light, that would be a man cave A dish.
No, we did this girl in college, that was from Shiner, Texas.
Population less than 2,500.
Exactly. So very rare. Very rare. But instead of being lit, being like a place where, alcohol is brewed, she was the most boring human being on the face of the earth, bro. She was the human equivalent of like a potted aloe plant. Like, just kind of sat there, didn't say, honestly, not even aloe, because she wasn't even that
But
useful.
they're juicy on the inside.
No, like not even, bro. Like, okay, we would be, like, chilling in somebody's room, just, like, hanging out or, like, going out somewhere. She would just sit there in the corner. Wouldn't say nothing. You tried to direct comments over, wouldn't respond. Like, just was there.
But she just wanted to be, like, part of the group.
Exactly, and then she would get her feelings hurt when we didn't invite her to shit. And we're like, you never say anything. Like, we don't even know if you're having a good time, bro. Like, come on. It was just, I don't even know what she's up to these days. But
she's a female incel.
Bruh.
She's like
bruh.
She's like,
that was the weird thing though. She was like getting it all the time with these other dudes like we didn't know. So like shout out to her for I guess having clout outside of like our little like squad, but I don't know. It was just weird.
All right, last time we recorded was with Kyle. We talked about movies for a while. But I do owe you guys something. This is like technically the second time DJ and I have attended one of these. We owe you guys a Dimwit of the Week, so let's just bring it down for a second, get the mood right. Welcome back to another Dimwit of the Week. I'm so dumb. This is ASMR. It's just been a long one, guys. If I had as many beers as DJ would right now, we wouldn't even have a show. Like this would just be a complete disaster. But we're here. I owe you guys ASMR. DJ's got something special for you. See if you can guess what this is.
Just some light. We just gonna go a little.
But use your like finger. See if you can get like it to resonate like a tone. Oh, get it like real close in there. Like. I don't know. I was expecting. Let me turn this back down. I was expecting kind of like when you like hit a fork, or like a tuning fork or something. I was expecting something like that. No, it's
black people aren't that magic, fam. I hate to break it to you.
When a black person like picks their hairs, they like flick it out. It's like zoom, zoom.
It's like Star Wars fucking laser sounds like.
That would be actually hype as fuck. I would love. They should make tuning, but yeah, it's a pick. It's just a pick, and he was like
words of Beano, picking out my fro with my fist comb.
I got a tab at the stone, baby, this long.
Hey, yeah, but it's just a hair pick. It says typical metal prongs. Is they got the black base with like the fist, and then it's got like a little peace sign in the middle there. So just classic shit.
And if you guess that, you might be black if.
I don't know, Niall, if you're listening. But,
we don't have a very large black viewership, but that one's for you guys.
Me, when I listen to this after it's put.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like, oh shit, I know what that is.
The comment section, it's like first, and then it's like everybody's like pick comb. It's like, nah, you didn't guess. You waited. You skipped ahead and then you went back and get. We all know it. There's no way. So that's everybody's second favorite bit. We owed you one of those, so hope you enjoyed. Now it's time for everyone's first favorite bit, Dimwit of the Week. I don't even recall what we did last week, but I don't want to repeat it. So that'll just be gone in the wind. So we'll do something new. Just a moment, I'm looking it up.
Oh, this wasn't the Dimwit of the Week last week, but I did tell a story about heartbreak and loss. It was some deep shit.
Was it heartbreak?
I'm in a better place now. It wasn't even heartbreak, bro. I was just like...
Was it heartbreak or was it just like disappointment?
It was wild disappointment. It was like hurt I went looking for. But we're not going to get back into that. It's it's all good vibes. Positive energy, now.
Oh, but you brought it up already, so...
Oh, my God.
We'll just do, like, the abridged version.
Let
me set the scene. DJ was at a graduation party, sipping down a frew brews.
Some margaritas. Me and
he
Tequila
was.
we are not friends.
Well, after the fact, but during the time, it's like the good old days. But anyway, so DJ, he's at the party. He sees people at the party having fun. Maybe peeps that cute couple in the corner. Strikes a little.
Oh, it's hella couples.
Strikes a little chord of envy in his heart. And then he goes, I'm feeling a little sauced. I'm feeling a little good. I'm gonna text a girl I kind of got a thing with, like the unspoken thing,
Well,
it's tangible.
Well, we had dated, and then we weren't dating, and then we were kind of dating, and we weren't, like typical back and forth.
It's
bullshit.
complicated.
Exactly, like Facebook is complicated type bullshit. She got a man now, and like we were still cool. That was the thing. Like we were like still hanging out, still having a good time, but like not like obviously I was respecting our relationship, nothing along those lines. But we had just grown really close, so it was like more of like just like actual like friendship have formed on top of well separate from everything else because now she had a man. And, like, we just hadn't hung out for a while, so I just, like, hit her up, like, hey, like, haven't heard from you in a bit, like, I know the last few times we've tried to hang out, like, it just kind of felt like you were ghosting me, like, I don't know if that's intentional or whatever, but just want to know, like, if you're still down to, kick it sometime, like, let's do something, it's been a minute. And just basically just, like, this response giving me the runaround, like, I just, I really like this relationship, and blah, 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 and, like, I get it, like, you gotta be respectful, and stuff like that, but, like, I respect the relationship, too, like, I'm not gonna do anything to jeopardize your position, like, in that, but it was just, like, a lot of, like, what felt like excuses, like, I feel like what she was trying to get at was like her boyfriend basically just didn't want her hanging out with me, and I was
instead of giving you that truth,
instead of like saying that straight up, she was like
easy.
Exactly like talking around it, and I was just like, if she had just said that, like it would have been fine. But like I basically like, went looking for this hurt when I didn't need to with this text message, and it was a bunch of
You got the answer you were afraid to get.
Exactly. It was just real sad boy hours after that. So yeah, we had we on a positive wave though. We texting some new folks, having us a good time. So
well, good for you, man. I have the issue where like I'm not really looking for anything at all right now because I have too many unknowns. I'm just a mess. Like I got nothing going on for me at the moment. Bruh. Which don't worry, I got stuff's coming down the pipe because it has to, or else I'm gonna be homeless. But it's not gonna come to that. Knock 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 on wood. But yeah, I have two female friends, and they're like it's my friends' wives. Like. I'm friends with them too, but like ultimately it's like I know them just via the husband stuff.
Another Beano lyric. Why do I have all these crushes on all of my friends' girlfriends? I think I'm jealous they have someone when the world ends.
Yep, Donald knows this pain too well.
He really do, fam. He speaks to me.
But they keep like dropping like, oh, I have this like single coworker, or I know this single girl, or yada yada yada, or like we'll just be out. Like we were out at like a jazz fest, and she like was like. There's a lot of cute girls around here, and I don't really reply, but in my head I'm like, what's the intention of these comments? Like, why are you directing them at me? Like, you don't think I'm not realizing that there's cute girls around? I promise you I am. Like, I promise you I take note.
They just want to go to your wedding, fam.
I think that could be a little bit. I think it's just that they derive a bunch of happiness from their relationship, and they want that from other people, or they want that for other people, and they think like other people are going to get that happiness the same way they get it, which is from the relationship.
That's the thing, like, for me, the happiest parts, like, that I get from that kind of stuff isn't from the actual relationship itself, but just, like, the friendship aspect of it. Like, even if I'm just, like, really cool with somebody, like, even if, like, there's nothing really else going on besides, like, that friendship, like, that's enough for me. Just somebody I can, like, talk to, hang out with, and be cool with, like, and just, like, be just, like, goofy, because, like, I normally am.
Yeah,
like,
that's a big one. I want to be able to, like, be, like, emotionally, this is going to sound way off, like, the typical dim-witted, like, stuff. Be emotionally, like, available and, like, intimate, Like, I want to be able to, like, spill some beans to this person that like I'm not comfortable spilling. And that to me, like being able to confide and like get a load off that way, Like, it's very important and feels really good.
And we're talking about romantic stuff. Now you're talking about, getting a load off. Come on now.
There's the comedy. There's a... Oh,
I just
okay.
slide it in there.
Speaking of getting a load off, this brings us... This wasn't the Dim Wit of the Week, but this is a runner-up. The only reason I don't want to do this is because Deejus and Mario already did it.
Oh, yeah.
And they're, like, a whole nother level above us. But there was a bakery doing a graduation cake for a college graduate. Or, no, it was no, I'm sorry. This makes it juicier. It's a homeschool graduate going into college. Graduated homeschool with highest honors and, like, over a 4.0.
Magna cum
laude. Yeah, magna cum laude. And so it's like, duh, dude, when your parents are, like, softballing you the whole way through the school system, like, yeah, of course you have a 4.2. Like, you got 100 every day of your life. Because, like, I want my baby to get into school. I'm going to boost his GPA the easiest way I know how.
Okay, but they take the hits elsewhere, like when it comes to, like, social, interaction and, like, other stuff. I've talked to people that homeschool before, and they're like, it doesn't seem so bad at the time, but when you realize you don't have a lot of experience interacting with lots of different people in lots of different situations, like, that's when it gets you.
Yeah, well, because they try to mitigate that by, like, doing programs with other homeschool kids. Like, they'll go out once a week. Or, like, some of them even have, like, we're homeschooled, but it's kind of more like a private school scenario where, like, these homeschool kids collectively go to a classroom together, and they have some of those deals. But at the same time, like, they're all the same types of kids coming from very similar backgrounds and families and parenting styles. So you're not forced to, like, deal with people. I promise you,
there's not a lot of black people up in there. Our parents try to get us out of the house as soon as possible. I'm going to tell you what.
So the issue comes to, and the homeschool thing is a little key detail because so they get this bakery to do a cake and it says, like, congratulations, like, summa cum laude or whatever, and the cum is cum, and that gets flagged as, like, a naughty word because they think it's cum. Or, like, the baker was, like, not very educated and didn't realize, like, summa cum laude is, like, the Latin phrase, yada, yada, yada. So, on the cake, they wrote summa -- laude because they, like, censor it out. And so the family gets all, like, up in a ruckus about it, and, like, somehow, like, local news gets involved. And the best part was they interview the graduate, like, they interview the homeschool kid. And, like, if you can go watch the video, it's just this pasty, like, soft-spoken ass, like, quiet kid who's, I wish I could remember exactly what he said, but it was just like, I was very disappointed and kind of upset that the bakery wouldn't realize that. And I gotta go, you know what, this is worth pausing it and finding, because this kid, like, it's just like, homeschool. And honestly,
typical, like, imagine, like, what you would imagine type shit.
Yeah, I feel bad ripping on it because one of my friends has young kids right now.
And they're homeschooled?
Well, no, one of them is in public school, but one of them is about to go to school, and they're considering homeschool because of all the school shootings recently. Fuck. And it's like,
it's crazy that should be even a consideration, though.
Yeah.
Like, I want my kids to be homeschooled because I know for a fact they're not going to get
there's
shot.
There's like a school shooting, like, every week recently.
That's wild.
That's a tough decision to make, and it sucks to, like, have to, like, like, the only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Like, people are, like, drastically changing the way they would prefer to live their life because of the fear. But that's too intense for what we're talking about. Yeah, I just want to laugh at this homeschool kid who was sad that they wouldn't write cum on his cake.
Bruh. If you want any hot takes about that, come see us in person because we got them.
Yeah. Or email us.
Or email.
We'll happy to debate you.
Dim-witted
at gmail.com. Dim-witted at gmail.com.
No spaces, no hyphens, no capitals, bruh. Just send it in. Ugh, that reminds me, when I'm at work, trying to tell people to send us stuff to the work email so that we can, get, like, compliance documents and stuff like that uploaded. And there's like, so is this capital or is this lowercase? I'm like, bro, it's an email address. Like, you can put whatever, like, in there, like, case-wise, and it's going to come through, like... All right, hold on. We're going to watch this video real quick.
Profane or special characters weren't allowed. Kara clarified her request with special instructions.
The website had censored me, and this is a website you can refer to for the Latin term for summa cum laude, which means with highest honors.
Kara says when her husband picked up the cake from Publix, he didn't know the bakery had omitted the middle Latin word. It was replaced with hyphens.
The cake experience was kind of frustrating and humiliating because I had to explain to my friends and family like what that meant, and they were giggling uncontrollably. At least my friends were.
That's the boy.
Bruh.
That's the boy.
Honestly, though, he seemed like somebody I would fuck with very heavily. He got like just like that level, just like cornball shit. Like,
yeah,
that's squad right
there. He's genuinely just an innocent boy, you know.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna make it. You're not.
Fam, you gonna have to level up them social skills. We gonna have to talk about that. But man, let me tell you what though, that reporter was fine as hell. I'm sorry,
That's the real takeaway.
Real takeaway from this.
So just slightly dim-witted there, but here's what I had for you. Let me pull that back up. The kid's reaction is just like he had the reaction of just like someone 3 times his age,
man, pushing up the glasses like in everything, like middle-aged white man, easy like.
Let me put on my 404s and walk down to the bakery. All right, here's your hot take title: Penis measured in New Zealand indecency trial. And it probably went down exactly how you think it went down.
Is this dick big enough to be offensive?
If the glove fits.
The glove fits, bro.
So here's what went down.
Ooh.
This is in Wellington. I believe that's the capital.
This is why
of New
we
Zealand.
shrimp gang out here, bro.
Shrimp gang. Yeah, it's like, my penis was too small to commit that crime. Look at it. So here's what went down, though. Something similar to that. A man had his penis measured in a New Zealand courthouse on Tuesday after a woman accusing him of indecent assault gave evidence about the size of his member, report said. David Scott, an elected councillor from Kapiti near Wellington, has pleaded not guilty to rubbing his genitals against a female council staff member at a function last year. I'm thinking somebody got a little twerky on the Christmas party. Like, she was probably dancing. He was picking up vibes that weren't there, you know, and he went over and he did a little dicky. Like, oh, no. Dick Ben rubbing against her asshole, say it's not.
End up at the holiday party, I'm grinding colleagues on the dance floor. Dick Ben rubbing against their asshole, say it's not.
That's one of those lyrics.
Man, just for future advice, just assume that she's not giving you the vibes, because just respect their autonomy. Let them do them. If they say like, "Hey,
if she comes and rubs it on you, then like that's how it happens."
Good, but don't go out of your way to rub yourself up on some lady who probably don't want nothing to do with your ugly ass anyway.
And like, it'll happen. You just put yourself in the right place in the right time. It'll happen to you. It could be, you know, at the office Christmas party like this might have been, or it could be in the middle of the Gulf of Mexico on a Carnival cruise ship in the Ice and Hot Dance Club, and she's a divorced 51-year-old third grade teacher, and you're just a 21-year-old waiter on vacation. And
is everything okay at home, fam? Like, this is a mad specific example.
This isn't a bit. I have stories, and no. Anyways, so she says that she felt this object touched her back, and I'm assuming, you know, it's her lower back, her rumpus area. She reports to the court that the object was 10 to 12 centimeters long. In a highly unusual move, the judge then allowed Scott's doctor to take the 72-year-old to court holding cells to measure his penis with a wooden ruler. It like gives you all the details.
Bruh, a wooden ruler. They were like, we not afraid of splinters out here.
The judge suppressed the results of the measurement, so no one's allowed to know what the results were. And however, it was apparently the results was enough for his defense to argue that the complaint wasn't like, she says 10 to 12 centimeters. Here's what we measured. We still have a case. So clearly, either he's much larger or much smaller than 10 to 12 centimeters.
Some wild bullshit, but honestly, his lawyers deserve a raise. I had a situation like this.
Well, here's his defense. He says it was his wallet. Oh, and she says, I know what a wallet feels like, and I know what a dick feels like. And that was your dick, sir.
I had a friend like this, or not like this, but I had a friend who his lawyer definitely needs a raise. This man...
Wait, are you allowed to... Is this like a... You can talk about this?
I could probably talk about it. I'm not going to mention no names, so they probably alright. Anyway, this man was at some kind of like, you know, outdoor festival drinking type shindig, and he got pretty drunk and decided, in his wisest mind that he's going to drive back. Not very smart, obviously. If you're going to get drunk somewhere, call an Uber, call a friend, arrange a ride beforehand. Figure out a way to get back so, you're not out here on the road causing danger to yourself and others. Anyway.
Most importantly, others.
But obviously my friend, not that smart. He's driving back. Anyway, he pulls up on the side of the road and falls asleep, drunk, with the car, still running. Anyway, cop pulls up to him and, is trying to basically give him, a DUI or DWI, basically, driving, basically, because he was drunk. Anyway, my friend's lawyer basically goes to the court and is like, they can't prove that he was driving while he was drunk. They just found him drunk while the car was on.
He could have been driving, pulled over, got drunk, and fell asleep.
Exactly. Just basically, trying to say, there was enough, unexplained air in there that, you can't prove that he was physically operating this vehicle while he was intoxicated.
Sure.
Somebody else could have been driving and, put him in the driver's seat and, parked the car. Just some bullshit.
Yeah.
And got him off. No DUI, no DWI. Didn't probably hurt that he was white, but...
This is America.
But my man's got off clean and hasn't drunk driven since, so...
Don't catch you slipping.
Them lawyer fees, they'll get you, and it was a wake-up call for him, I'm sure.
Well, honestly... Oh, it'd be a sick irony at the end if the lawyer fees were more than what it would have just been to pay the DUI.
Oh no, it wouldn't have been. That DUI haunts you, bro. There's certain jobs you can't get. Your insurance gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Your credit's gone. It's toasty.
Yep, I know. Not because I've ever gotten one or have been at risk for one, but I did. In the long time I worked in a restaurant, waiters are waiters, man.
They're gabby folks.
I've always said this. There's two types of waiters. There's the transitional waiter who is either they're working their way into something better. They're currently just waiting tables because it kind of stinks.
I did that for a while.
Well, and see, this is ignoring obviously fine dining. That's a whole nother level. I'm talking you're on the border, guys. I'm talking, and no hurt to you if you're working on the border. I hope you fall into category one of you're working, you're in school and you're waiting tables on the side, or it's just you don't have a lot of job experience, so this is what you got to do to make money and
pay some bills.
Exactly. So you got that. Then you have the other type of waiter who is just the person who could never possibly make it in a corporate setting, period. But isn't a big go-getter into doing something in the creative arts, or doesn't have a trade to do auto repair, plumbing or welding, or one of those big money but blue collar jobs. So waiting tables really plays into what few skills they have, which is just people skills and just multitasking. Really is what it comes down to, is people skills and multitasking. And so I'm not going to say it's easy, but I'm not going to say it's hard. At times it can be very hard, but I would say most of the time, you can run on 60% brain power. And so and that's what I feel there's a decent chunk of waiters who are just content with just riding it out, underachieving. I don't want to work more than 40 hours a week. I want to make enough money to pay my bills and have enough to do fast food and weed and beer, and I'm happy. And so that's type 2.
Simple but happy life.
And so I worked with a good number of type 2s. They had their DUIs, they had their second and third divorce stuff, and if I'm describing you to a T right now, I hope you don't think that I'm judging you and that's a bad life and yada yada yada. Because I did love some of my coworkers who live like that, and they just
I'm gonna tell you right now, just looking out for you. Please do not get a DUI.
True.
If you have the opportunity to have somebody else drive you, or even if you can please just stay there for the night, PSA, please do it, because a DUI, DWI is never worth it. Ever. And taking somebody's life, also never worth it.
That's the one solid thing is I went from in high school, I never really knew anybody who got a DUI or DWI until I started working in restaurants for 2 or 3 years. Then all of a sudden, people were getting DUIs once a month. Luckily, no one ever hurt anybody else. It was never one of those. It's just I just got busted. Yeah. Exactly. I was speeding, and then my breath smelled, or I was a little wiggly, and he made me take a test, and yeah, it was always something like that. And they were always big regrets. Big time, like, just, like, not worth it.
And again, for our small black following, if you are in that opportunity, don't do it as well because we might get shot. So it's not worth it, I promise.
Yeah, it ain't safe out there.
Look.
Like, you can't even be in your own backyard, apparently.
Bruh, I'm telling you, it's wild out here. Oof, this is America, fam.
Take a moment of silence.
Speaking of that video, there was a whole... the This is America video. There was a whole thread on, like a story or whatever thread on Twitter about people who just didn't know until, like, the last few weeks that Donald Glover and Childish Gambino were the same person.
Was Cardi B one of them, or was she being facetious?
Bruh, nah, Cardi B was one of them. It was just, like, this is, like, real people. Like, we're just, like... I was a huge fan of, Awaken My Love, and Redbone's one of my favorite songs. But when I finally watched the This Is America video and realized that Donald Glover and I was like,
hey, that's that guy from The Martian.
They're like, I was a huge Community fan, and like I never knew that Donald Glover like also rapped, and I'm like,
You've been
what? Like,
sleeping on
I don't know. Maybe it's just me personally. Whenever I watch a show, whenever I listen to an artist, like, I make sure to, like, do a little research about them, know, like, what other kind of stuff they get into, because if I like their content in one avenue, they might have some content somewhere else that I might like.
Yeah.
Donald Glover is one of those situations. I love him as an actor. I love him as a rapper. I love him as a writer. Like, just a lot of good quality content. Like, and so I want to know about what other stuff they're into. Like, there's people really out here just flying, like... just don't know, like, they might like, let's say, Drake, and, like, never knew that he was on Degrassi or some shit. Like, just, like, shit that, like, everybody, like, should know by, like, this point of, like, their fame arc. Like, okay, like, this is just general knowledge.
Yeah, that's like someone being like, oh, man, like, I love Tarantino movies, like Django and Hateful Eight, but I've never seen Pulp Fiction or something. Like, oh, wait, Pulp Fiction? Is that Tarantino movie?
Is that Tarantino?
Yeah.
Reservoir Dogs? Did he make that? Like, I don't know.
It's a little backwards. Man, This Is America, that's kind of like, it feels like old news, but it was crazy how it just like, within like overnight, like boom, 20 million.
That's crazy. I mean, because we were out at somebody's house for a little Cinco de Mayo type gig, and I have his tweet notifications turned on. So.
Yeah, so we watched it like
as it came out. Like, I was like, yo, Donald Glover just dropped like a new song and video. Like, let's check it out real quick. And I mean, it was very good, like, off rip, like, I probably wasn't, like, the mindset to really, like, absorb it all, but, like, I remember hearing, like, Young Thug at one point, like, is that Young Thug singing? Like, so, I don't know, it's quality content. If you haven't watched the video, I highly recommend it. It's, like, one of those types of things where it's, like, everybody's, like, the video is open to your interpretation, like, the lyrics, the video, like, what's going on. So there's a lot of different takes out there on it if you want to, do a little digging and see what's up. But
it was one of those music videos where, like, I feel like the song itself only gives you like 50% of the picture. It really, like, the song really works best when it's accompanied by the video. Absolutely. And it's like a more complete art. And it was one that that we watched it that night, and I was thinking about it on the way home, and then the next day I like watched it again in the morning, and then I watched it again, and then I watched it at lunch, and I would just think about it more and more, and then I would see somebody like analyze part of it and be like, oh, he does this goofy pose right here, and he's like mimicking like the old Jim Crow like propaganda, and like and I'm like, oh, nice, and like go back and like look at all the layers. And it's just cool to see somebody, like, that committed to the art and bringing in, like... He brought in the guy who helped direct the Atlanta series, his Japanese director friend. And it's just nice to see, like, a music video, like, thoughtfully and methodically, like, produced. Instead of just, like, what has cool vibes and cool photos. Because, for example, like, there was a music video... I usually don't like music videos. I don't know if that's,
I'm
like,
opposite.
cool
I
or bad.
love music videos.
There's one
so fun.
that came out that I did like. It was for... King's Dead.
Oh, yeah.
That music video.
The cinematography was off the chain. In that.
Yeah, I thought it was really good, but at the same time, it doesn't add that much
to, like, the song
me.
itself?
Yeah, exactly. Like, it just it doesn't add that much. I'm not going to say it doesn't add anything, because it does.
You told me that it doesn't enhance?
It does. It does, but not that much. Whereas, This Is America, it completely... transforms it from like more than just a song. So I give him full props for that. I've been a big fan of his. I still am. I loved him in Solo, which I did go see. Oh, that was something I wanted to just talk about. Not Solo, no spoilers because it's still pretty fresh, still pretty hot out the oven. So don't have to worry about that. I just want to talk about my experience viewing it because, as you all know, if you've been listening since episode 2, I'm a little baby when it comes to my theater experience. I get cranky. I want people to be quiet. Yeah, DJ's similar. He agrees with me on this. DJ's best theater experience is when he's the only person in the movie theater, and I can agree with that.
Literally, my favorite movie experience that I've ever had happened about, I don't know, a few weeks back. I went and saw Isle of Dogs. If you haven't seen it, Wes Anderson movie, phenomenal film.
If you like Wes Anderson
Wes Anderson style like films. But just really great, really just different kind of like filmmaking.
Well, stop motion to me always has appeal.
Yeah, it's
even
very
like Kubo,
good.
like I didn't really like Kubo, but stop motion, like I had to see it.
Yeah, very good, very good. But anyway, like I was the only person in the entire theater. Saw it at Alamo Draft House. I've got, like the full meal going on, got like a drink or two, just by myself in this theater, just experiencing it like on the big screen by myself, and it was literally probably the best theater going experience I've ever had. I just hate other people at the movies clapping, yelling, screaming, crying. If you're one of those people, like I don't want to like knock on you, but just like me personally, it takes me out of like I want to be so absorbed in like the content of what I'm watching that I don't want to like be taken out of it by like something else like happening and distracting me. So it's just like a personal appeal. That's why like I will like watching movies at home a lot because you really can get into it yourself.
Yeah.
But it was just really one of my best movie going experiences.
And here's the thing, I 100% agree with you until I went to the Solo midnight premiere, and I realized something about my movie preferences, my theater going preference. If it's the midnight premiere, my bad. Oh, we have a rule on the podcast that if you get a phone call, you have to take it and put on speakerphone. So here's my dad, everybody. Hello?
Hey, Scott.
Hey, Dad.
How's it going?
I'm good. How's it going?
Good. How was your gig Friday?
It was actually super slow because it was Memorial Day weekend, and I almost didn't even get to perform because there was like no teams. So like we started at 8, and we were supposed to start at 8. I didn't start. I waited around until like 8:15. Some like stragglers came into the bar, and I like convinced them to play. So yeah, we had like 6 teams. It was real slow, but I did get to perform, so it worked out.
Okay, that's good. Did you have your country club thing this weekend, or is that coming up?
No, that was last Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, those are like only like once a month. It was the same as last time. It was just like a small kind of like little private group of just your typical country club people.
Okay.
But they're like really nice and mild mannered. Not nearly as wild as the Addison bar gets.
Go figures. Tamer crowd.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I kind of prefer the wild crowd, but it is nice to get a change of pace.
More fun. All right. Well, I just wanted to call and check in and see how you were doing. I hadn't heard from you in a while. And we missed you at Star Wars trivia, so.
Yeah, you told me you got second place.
We did.
Nice. What was
just me and if you and Kyle had been there, I'm convinced we would have got first.
I know. We probably could have got first because last year when they did the Star Wars trivia, we studied. We actually like went out and saw details and stuff.
Yeah, I watched a bunch of the movies over the weekend to kind of prepare for it, and
good deal.
And we did a little bit of research, but the first round we were in first place, and then we lost some ground in the second round. Second round, the questions got much harder.
Do you remember any that you missed?
Oh yeah, there was one that was like, what is the region called where the Sarlacc is located on Tatooine?
Oh, the region?
Yes. Has a specific name.
Yeah, because it says it. It like appears on the title transition or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
No one got it right, so everyone missed that one. That was hard.
I know there is a name for it. I could not tell you though. Dude, yeah,
one that we didn't watch the most recent movie because we thought it was still fresh in our mind, but we probably should have reviewed that because one of the questions we missed was what was the name of the planet that they went to at the end of the movie that had like the red.
Don't tell me.
Sand.
Don't tell me. Do you know it, DJ? All right, hold on. Don't tell me. Let me think for a second. Man, not Solist. That's like a different planet. Crate. C-R-A-I-T. It was Crate.
Yep.
See, yeah, we probably could have won.
Do you know what Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru's last name is?
Ooh, I did last year when I studied up. I remember that was one thing that I looked up. Yeah, they're moisture farmers.
Right, we knew that.
Yeah. No, as soon as you say it, it's gonna like resonate with me though.
Lars.
The Lars, yeah. Owen Lars. Yeah, those are some deep dive questions though.
Do you know the name of the actor that they brought back in Rogue One with CGI?
Oh, who plays Grand Moff Tarkin?
Yes.
I don't know the actor's name, no.
It was Peter Cushing.
Did you know that?
I did, but I got it wrong because I was thinking of another guy.
Oh, see.
I should have had him reread the question. I would have got it right. I was so sure I knew it and wrote it down and got it in because I wanted to start looking up stuff for the next question, and I should have double checked.
Oh,
so that
gotcha.
just was my bad for being in a hurry.
Dang. Well, I like those themed ones.
Oh, we got the first part of the double down, but we got the second part wrong. And the question was, which character has the first line in A New Hope, and then what is the line?
Oh, it's C-3PO, right?
It is. Do you know what the line is?
Oh, man. Is it like oh dear or something, or like I don't know.
That's part of it, but you got to say we had to have the whole thing. It was like the captain shut down the main reactor. Something. We're in trouble, or I don't know. I don't even remember it, but it was a long line and it was ridiculous.
That they did something like that last year at the Stars Trivia, where it was like, what's the 7-part phrase insult that Leia says to Han on Hoth? And it was like the good for nothing scruffy looking Nerf
herder.
Yeah, but you had to know the part before that, because scruffy looking Nerf herder is only 4 parts of the 7-part insult.
Right.
So that was a rough one with the quotes.
Okay. Do you know what the name of the game that R2-D2 and Chewie play on board the Millennium Falcon in The New Hope?
Hollow chess?
No.
Oh, it has like an actual name. I know it's like holographic chess, but is it like Sabacc? No, that's the gambling game that Han and Lando play. I don't know. Dejarik. Oh, they do say it. They say it in the new Solo movie too, I believe. Dejarik.
Yeah,
it's just one of those made up words though. That's like, you got to be mega fan for that.
Yeah, we got that one right actually.
Nice. Well, we are mega fans.
Can you name 2 of the 4 animals that were used to comprise Wookiee Chewbacca's yell?
Oh, like what, real life animals?
Yeah, the sound director guy used 4 different animals, and we only had to get 2 of them right.
Was one of them like a lion?
Lion was
one. What about like a seal or like an otter?
No.
Close.
Walrus.
Oh, walrus. Yeah, I was thinking something like that. What else was there? Like a bear
and badger.
Badger. Weird. I know the like some of the TIE fighter like bullet sounds. It's just him like hitting like a metal rod against those like thick telephone like steel wires.
Yeah.
But yeah, that sounds like a good trivia session.
It was. There were like 10 teams there, so I thought we did really well to come in second place, and we had a shot at winning if we had gotten the wager of death right. We were wrong on the timeline.
Bummer.
But we only bid 12 points, so it was still enough to keep us in second.
What was the timeline like?
The The timeline was basically they gave us 4 actors in alphabetical order, and then you had to rank them from youngest to oldest at the age they were when they first appeared in their first movie. And the 4 actors they gave us were Daisy Ridley, Natalie Portman, Mark Hamill.
That's hard.
And then the one who and Hans Christensen.
They're all like young when they first appear in the movies, though.
They are, exactly.
Like Daisy Ridley, isn't she like 23 or 24 when she first started? She's like a little older than me, just barely. What?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you think was the oldest of the 4?
I didn't recognize that 4th name that you said.
He's the guy who played Anakin.
Oh.
In 2 and 3, not in 1.
Well, I think it might have been him. He might be the oldest.
No.
No, he wasn't?
No, Mark Hamill was the oldest at 25.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he doesn't look 25 in A New Hope.
No, he looks like much younger.
He looks like an 18-year-old. Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to come home sometime this week because I got a bunch of laundry. I got like 3 full loads.
Okay. Well, we're around. Mom's still in San Diego on her trip. She gets back Tuesday, I think.
All right. Are you going to Costco anytime soon?
I am not, but I just put a Costco order in that's going to be delivered on Tuesday because they do like free delivery now. So if you want me to add anything to it, just send me a list.
Oh yeah, I need some pizzas.
Okay. Well, send me a list or text me a list of like what you need, and I'll see if I can add it to the order.
All right. Thanks, Dad.
Well, we don't have a lot of room in the freezer though, so if it's being delivered on Tuesday, can you pick it up like Tuesday night or Wednesday at the latest?
Oh sure, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'll talk to you later.
Bye. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
I'm leaving that whole phone call unedited, and I'm just kidding. I'm probably just gonna leave in the Star Wars trivia bits because that was interesting.
Yeah.
See if anybody at home knew some of those, but I'll take a lot of that out. Thanks for just standing by. That's a little tradition I like to have, though. So far, Nick's wife has done it, and Lee's mom's done it twice. So, yeah, silence your phone, or else you're taking that live.
Getting that nice little long call.
Yeah. Man, that really threw me off. I was probably going somewhere with something before that phone call happened, and now it's 100% lost in time and space. I think I kind of hit everything. Oh yeah, the thing I was just gonna say, I used to want 100% silence in the theater, right?
Yep.
Until I went to the solo midnight premiere, and I realized specifically with midnight premieres, I actually do want a little bit of energy in the crowd, you know? Like, and I realized I don't really mind, like, the cheering or clapping or, like, audience reactions that much. Really, the only thing I cannot tolerate is talking. It's just, like, the disregard for the other people's, like, experience and stuff like that. But, like, a genuine reaction to the movie, I don't have too much of an issue with. And here's why. I went to Solo. The theater was, like, half full, very, very kind of sad. It was, like, the first time I'd been to a Star Wars midnight premiere where it wasn't, like, insane. It was just, like, eh. So, there was no energy. There was no hype when the, like... There was no, like, crawl, like the, you know, the classic. Yeah. There wasn't that, so there wasn't a chance for people to, like, get hype or whatever. But there was some, like, jokes in the movie where, like, I was literally the only audience member laughing. and it made me feel bad. Like, it made me feel like, man, and there was, like, some, like, fan service and some, like, things in there that, like, I was like, I'm probably the only person in the theater who, maybe, like, one of the 2 other, like, nerds who are in here, but, like, I'm probably the only person who recognizes that and knows what that means or, like, sees that name or the location or yada, yada, yada. So it was just kind of sad. And then, like, at the end, there was no clapping or anything like that. And it just, like, it was underwhelming. The biggest one, though, was, like, when I realized I was the only person who thought a certain joke was funny. And I, like, caught myself laughing out loud to, like, an audience of, like, silence. And I was like, yikes. Ooh. Tough crowd. But it was I thought it was kind of corny joke, but it was a good joke, and I laughed. I liked it. Yeah, but I was like, man, I'm the biggest fan in here right now, and that's bad because I'm a big Star Wars fan, but I know that I'm not even close to, like, the biggest out there. So it was just sad that I was probably one of the biggest fans in the room. It made me sad. I kind of wanted that.
Thought there'd be more of a vibe.
Yeah, well, because Infinity War, like, I just went to that, like, the other...
Marvel fans annoy the fuck. Okay, I take that back. Marvel movie fans annoy the fuck out of me. Because, like, people that actually, like, you know a little bit about comic books and stuff like that, like, even if you're not, like, a regular reader, like, you know, kind of know what's going on, but, like, people that act like their comic book knowledge is unmatched because they've seen every MCU film are very annoying. Kind of like just I don't even want to really get into it, but oh man, it's a whole nother level of just hubris.
I agree, man. Well, thank you for coming back on the show for technically the second time, but for what many people are going to realize it's the first time.
I'm happy to come out here, man, and just chop it up.
Yeah, it's not as bad as people think it is. Like getting in front of the microphone. If you want a guest host, I'd be happy to have you on. I got like 1 or 2 people still interested. If you want to like perma-host, if you want to be on like more and more and more, like constantly, send me an email. If I get somebody who legitimately like wants to host the show like every week and maybe take on a little bit of editing duties, and like upload duties as well, like
you're funny,
and like and we match well together and like, but more, I feel like more importantly though, it's like you want to do it, because if you don't want to do it, then like the editing won't be fun. Yeah. Like, you're gonna die off after, like, 10 episodes or whatever. So, I'm looking for someone interested. I'm kind of going down to just, like, 2 episodes a month because it's kind of just me right now going through my friends to guest host. But I do want to hear from you guys still. Leave comments, leave emails, get us on the Instagram at Dim-witted Podcast. We have a Twitter that is dead already. So, at Dim-wittedcast on the Twitter. I'd love to hear from you guys. If not, I will see you in about 2 weeks with a new guest host. Eventually, me and Kyle are going to do another movie talk because we got to talk about Solo after that's been out for a while. I'm going to see Deadpool next Tuesday for Discount Tuesday. I'm very excited about that. You got anything coming up that you want to let the people know about?
Yeah, check out my new album dropping. Nah, nothing coming up as far as me. Just like if you actually know me and you're in the area, say what's popping. Let's link, let's build.
For sure. Well, thank you for tuning in, guys. I hope you have a good rest of your week, and again, we'll catch you next time on the Dim-witted Podcast. Later.
Peace.